A proposed state law in Texas would force the internet service providers, to censor any website that they don't like, specifically dealing, in this case, with abortion. Now, the bill was proposed by Representative Steve Toth, and it would basically block websites containing any information on how to get abortions or abortion pills. So now, the bill says that each internet service provider that provides internet services in the state shall make every reasonable and technologically feasible effort to block or censor internet access to information or material intended to assist or facilitate efforts to obtain an elective abortion or an abortion-inducing drugs. This would also apply, by the way, to people who obtain these drugs out of state, if you're a Texas resident. So yeah. Now, the bill lists 6 websites that would be blocked, that would be forced by ISPs to block. aidaccess.org, heyjane.co, plancpills.org, my choice, but with an X at the end instead of a CE, justthepill.com, and carafem.org with a C. Yeah, so now, this would also force ISPs to block any website or online platform operated by or on behalf of an abortion provider or abortion fund, any website or platform used to download software designed to assist or facilitate efforts to get an abortion, and force ISPs to block any website or platform that allows or enables those who provide or aid or abet elective abortions, or those who manufacture, mail, distribute, transport, or provide abortion-inducing drugs, collect money, digital currency, resources, or anything of value. So again, this is a massive ban on freedom and huge censorship. This is censorship. That's what it is. Individuals in Texas would also be prohibited from making or hosting a website or platform that assists, like even giving people information, or facilitates a person's effort in obtaining an abortion-inducing drug. Enforcement would be reliant, of course, on Texas's like bounty law. So basically, individuals would be able to sue facilitators, not women seeking the abortion. They would not be criminalized, but they would instead, any Texas resident would be allowed to sue any website that facilitates or distributes this drug. Yeah. Also, individuals would be reliant enforcement would rely on individuals to report to the government, report to the ISPs any of these websites so that they could promptly block them. Now, this would involve any interactive computer service that provides information or material that assists or facilitates efforts to obtain elective abortions or abortion-inducing drugs. Would also establish civil liability for distribution of drugs, again, outside of Texas borders. So, now that this bill, so these ISPs would also be given special liability through this legislation. So they would have a liability shield that could act as an incentive to block websites that may be conceivably sort of related to, the facilitation of information about abortion or abortion-seeking drugs, right? And so basically, it would encourage ISPs to be even more censors. They would censor more websites just to be on the side of safety. The bill says that ISPs would have absolute non-waivable immunity from liability or suit for any action taken to comply with the requirements of the subchapter or to restrict access to or availability of the information or material described. ISPs that qualify for the immunity would also even be able to recover financial damages from people who sue them. So again, this would massively protect these ISPs as long as they enforce censorship on the people of Texas. Wow. It would also encourage ISPs to cut off broadband service from people who aim to spread information about abortion and be given immunity from liability. So this is what they're doing in Texas. They're just cutting off all information. All information about abortion, getting an abortion, pill access, everything. Censor anything that we don't like. Just censor it. Even if you're in another state, we don't care. If you're a Texas citizen, we own you. We own your body. We own everything about you. So don't you even dare to try to exercise any bodily autonomy outside of the state of Texas. You certainly can't do it inside of the state of Texas. But even if you go outside of our borders, well, you still are subject to the whims of us, our lawmakers, and our rules. And we're going to force the internet, again, to make sure that you can't access any of this information. And we're going to use thugs to do it. We're going to turn average citizens against each other and have them report on you and allow them to sue you or anyone else related to this. It's disgusting. Disgusting. So now, one thing could have blocked this. You want to know what that is? Net neutrality. So net neutrality was eliminated by Ajit Pai during the Trump administration. Now, net neutrality rules basically just ensured that, hey, all content is treated equally on the internet by ISPs. They can't discriminate. So that had the effect of making the internet what it is and allowing for everyone's content to be treated equally and to not be blocked and censored like what we're seeing Texas trying to do. Why do you think Republicans pushed so hard on eliminating something that actually encouraged freedom of information across the internet? Well, it's so they can do things like this. It's so they can shut down and censor content that they don't agree with. Now, all the things they say about, it's the left that's trying to shut us down, it's trying to censor us, all projection. It's always been projection. They're always the more censorious of any side. Banning books, burning books, banning information, banning platforms like TikTok. That's what they're trying to do, to restrict any and all information, because if you get information, then you will do things possibly that they don't like or agree with. They're trying to run your lives. That's what their whole social movement is about, to run your life, to take over and control the most intimate decisions that you could possibly make. And it's not because they care about children or lives. No. You could only look at the response to what happened in Uvalde by the politicians there, by Greg Abbott. You know they don't care about children. They're gunned down in a school. They don't give a damn. The only thing that they care about is controlling women's bodies, controlling you and your decisions. That's what it's always been about.